There's just nothing better than like loading up in the van with the boys and just being like, what's going to happen?
Do you have any crazy stories? Any that stick out? Pulling up to these campuses, and you're like, holy shit, what did we just walk into?
Morgantown, West Virginia. I just did. Morgantown is also. I'd put Morgantown over Ole Miss. Morgantown, West Virginia was like one of the first ones we had ever done, and we started doing these shows in spring of 2023. I think that sounds right. Yeah, it was spring of 23. We started doing these shows, and it was me and Joe Bryson. We were on the first run of them. And the first show we ever played was in Knoxville, and it was just awful. It was like just no one was there. They had to start at like 5 o'clock at night. Like it was just everything was like stacked against us. And I was like,
people are still working.
Well, it was finals week, so it's like it's 5 o'clock. People are still in finals, and I'm like playing acoustic, and like there's like 30 people there. It's all frat dudes, and I'm just like, man. I'm like, this is rough. And like, this was our first, like, we had like a couple weeks of like these shows. And I'm like, I'm just thinking, I'm like, I hope not every show is like this. And so we start driving to West Virginia the next day. And like vibes were low in the Chevy Explorer. And we were all just like, man, we really hope we're not driving 7 hours just for another show. The second we get into Morgantown, West Virginia, whippets are like covering the streets, and there's a frat smashing a car with a sledgehammer, and I'm just like, we're in the right place. Like we're home. We were in the van, and the house we were playing was on like this steep hill, and like we're chugging up, like barely making it. And we get to the house. One of the dudes is like, this is West Virginia, Morgantown. Yeah. And like, this was the second show we ever did of these. And we get to the house, and like, there's a bunch of people standing on the front yard. And like, one of the brothers comes up to us. And he's like, hey, like, give us like 15 minutes. Like, we got an issue going on in the house. And I'm like, okay. It's like noon. And I'm like, all right. And so all of a sudden an ambulance comes, and I guess like one of the kids like hit something that like had something in it. I don't know, but they punched him with Narcan in the middle of the house. He came back to life, and he partied the rest of the day. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Dude, it was like one of the craziest like crowds and like shows. We went out after that night, and like we were like local celebrities, dude. Like everyone like knew who we were from the party. And I was just like, all right, if all the shows are like this, we could